Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. 537 days Ukraine defends itself against the forces of the Russian invasion. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy visited Ukrainian soldiers on the front line of Donetsk Oblast, reports Ukrainska Pravda. He met commanders and soldiers who are fighting in the directions of Soledar and Bakhmut and heard their reports. They discussed the challenges faced by the military with the commanders of brigades and battalions. The president's website states that they gave him information on the needs for weapons, ammunition, and equipment, including frontline air defense systems and various types of drones. They talked about enhancing the training of soldiers, sergeants, and officers, expanding the leadership capabilities of commanders, simplifying bureaucratic procedures in the army, in particular in the process of manning units, as well as improving the work of territorial recruitment and social support centers and military medical commissions. Furthermore, Zelenskyy visited a stabilization point, receiving wounded and injured soldiers from the Bakhmut front. The commander of the stabilization unit told the president about their current needs, including armored evacuation vehicles. The US has announced its new $200 million military aid package for Ukraine, reports European Pravda. Antony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, informed that Ukraine will be supplied with a new military aid package according to the Presidential Drawdown Authority mechanism, which allows it to hand over weapons from American supplies. The Pentagon specified that the new package includes additional missiles for the Patriot and HIMARS systems, artillery shells, as well as tank projectiles, TOW missiles, Javelin anti-tank systems, and others. 37 tactical means of transporting military equipment, 58 trailers for water equipment, over 12 million rounds for small arms, equipment and systems for mine clearance, projectiles for removing obstacles, and parts for repairing equipment. President of Ukraine thanked for the support in his evening video address. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, in the apps where you are listening to this podcast. This way more people would learn about the highlights from Ukraine and truth about Russia's invasion. German Finance Minister Christian Lindner, during his visit to Kyiv, said that Berlin plans to give Ukraine 5 billion euros in military support annually till 2027, reports Forbes Ukraine. The minister clarified that the decision still needs to be approved by the German parliament. He added that Berlin also provides humanitarian aid to Kyiv, supports Ukrainian refugees, and pays contributions to the International Monetary Fund, from where funds also go to support the Ukrainian economy. In general, according to Lindner, since the beginning of the full-scale war, Germany's aid to Ukraine has amounted to 22 billion euros. The minister also spoke in favor of providing Ukraine with long-range cruise missiles Taurus, as they will help bring the Ukrainian victory closer, reports European Pravda. Ukraine's Minister of Digital Transformation Mikhailo Fedorov announced a $6.3 million fundraising campaign to buy 10,000 kamikaze drones, reports Slovo i Dilo. Government initiative United 24, together with private Comeback Alive Foundation and Monobank, are joining forces to raise these funds. Over $797,000 was raised in less than 2.5 hours. The minister added that FPV drones will be purchased abroad, and in Ukraine they will be equipped with combat payloads worth a total of roughly $1.5 million. The fundraising platform emphasized that this is the first fundraising campaign during the war in which United 24, Comeback Alive, and Monobank are participating together. Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal said that Ukraine is ready to boycott the Olympic Games in Paris if Russia and Belarus are admitted to them, reports Espresso. He informed that a powerful international coalition for fair sport has been formed, which includes 35 states. According to the Prime Minister, members of the coalition expect the International Olympic Committee to make the right decision and resolutely remove Russia from the Olympics. He stressed that during the full-scale war, Russia killed 340 Ukrainian athletes and coaches, destroyed or damaged 343 sport facilities. Earlier, sports minister and head of the National Olympic Committee Vadim Gutsait said in an interview with Aug News that Ukraine is ready to take part in the Paris Olympics next summer, even if athletes from Russia and Belarus compete under a neutral flag. Our athletes need to be at the Olympic. Our flag will be at the opening ceremony. At the competitions, our athletes will represent our state so that everyone in the world will see that Ukraine is, was, and will be, said Gutsait. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just two people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.